Hey, I'm Maraya, and this is my boyfriend Dirk. We're a Dutch-Brazilian, Mexican-American couple. We met in Hawaii just before the corona pandemic broke out, and we've been traveling together pretty much ever since we reunited. Dirk told me about his dream to hopefully one day sail around the world. 1 month ago, we looked at each other and we just did it. We sold everything we own and traveled alongside the whole Mediterranean coast to find a sailboat that suits our wishes. During our journey, we will be taking you with us. If you don't know anything about sailing, don't worry because we don't either. We're so thrilled to get to share this experience with you, and we're excited to have you on board.
Hey, this is Dirk. If you didn't hit that subscribe button yet, hit it. Welcome back to already our third episode. In our last episode, you could see us on our road trip to finding a sailboat that will hopefully be our home soon. In this episode, we will give a little more detailed overview of the boat and a more technical analysis of the boat. If along this episode you have any questions, remarks, or tips, please write it down in the comments below and we will answer them in an upcoming Q&A session soon. So just as a reminder, we know we don't know a lot about boats, maybe we don't use the right terminology and everything, but we are learning. We are in the beginning of our journey. By subscribing to our YouTube channel, you won't only be updated about our journey, you're also supporting us building this community. Thank you. The first challenge we want to talk about is the challenge of the inlets and the outlets under a boat. They're connected through some iron ones. You can see that they are pretty corroded, and we are definitely going to replace these for some more durable ones. The new ones we are going to install are definitely not made from iron, but from a more durable type of plastic. It's a hard plastic. The second challenge we want to talk about is about the leather on the inside of the boat. In some rooms are starting to come off. We've done some research and we came to the conclusion that more people have this problem with this type of Beneteau. This is not a very expensive thing to fix. We can just order some fake leather and cut it in some way and just glue it back. So that doesn't really seem to be a big of a problem. So then from the front of the boat we're moving to the main cabin, and it's crazy to think that this might even be our house one day. This boat comes with some pretty new technological equipment. We'll go into that a little bit later. So from there I just was checking some other drains, and this is the sink drain, and it also looks pretty corroded, but it's not wet. This is just some corrosion, just some corrosion. We definitely want to replace these for the more durable hard plastic ones that we're gonna order later on. We've been checking the boat for 2 full days, so this video was just a little reminder for myself for later. The motor has run for hours while we were there, and I have some experience with diesel motors, so I could not find anything bad on the motor. There was no oil leakage, there was no cool fluid leakage. Basically, the motor was very well maintained. It had 4,000 hours, which seemed a lot. However, for a diesel engine, this is pretty common, and it was running quite smoothly. So from the engine, we're going to the second bathroom. We opened every cabinet and we looked with a flashlight into every corner we could find. There's no moist problems whatsoever or leakages. However, these inlets definitely need to be replaced. They're pretty bad corroded. So when the boat will be out of the water, we will be replacing all of them. If you have any idea where we can order them, or if you sell them yourself, please comment below, because we are really looking for places we can order these things. If you know a place where we can order these, we would love to hear from you because it sometimes seems hard to find some parts of the boat. And so every single place where we could order this is more than welcome. So any tips, you can just put in the comments below or reach out to us on Instagram, and you can send us a DM and we can talk about it. From there, we are going to the outside of the boat. Of course, I did a more in-depth check myself. I didn't film everything. I just filmed some of the things. These things seem to turn around very smoothly and easily, so we don't need to replace these. We are now going to look at the mast and all the attachments to the mast, so all the lines, and they all seem in very, very good shape. They don't look like they have been handled the wrong way. The ropes look good, the sails look very good. They have been restitched a few months ago. The teak deck is a different story, like you can see here. The teak deck definitely needs some work in the future. So we've been told that this teak deck has never been replaced. It has been grinded down like 2 times. So I don't think we can grind it down a lot more than it has been. You can see, really see that the rubber has been dried out, and in some places it's already cracking. So this is also a very big point of detail for us. The chain of the anchor and the motor of the anchor, they all look very good and they all work very well. So we are not worrying about that part. So the overall outside looks pretty okay, except for some teak bits that look, like dried up, and a little bit of rust on here, but it's not too bad. Also, the windows look very good, and they don't show any cracks or any stuff that worries us. So the overall boat looks good. Oh, by the way, the dinghy is really not good anymore, so we would have to replace that one. I think it will sink anytime soon. Oh yeah, if you know a place where we can buy a dinghy for not too much money, then please let us know, because we really need a new dinghy for this boat, if we are going to buy it, of course. And this brings us to the last phase of the boat, and that is the outside of the boat. The outside of the boat doesn't show signs of osmosis. However, the boat is going to get out of the water this week, and then we can see the bottom of the boat. Like you can see here, the gel coat is completely done. It's corroded, and we really need to work on that. We are currently trying to find out how to fix the outside of the gel coat of the boat. We have 0 experience with it, so we are trying to figure everything out, how much it will cost. We will of course do it ourselves, and if you have any tips, you can leave it in the comments below, and we are super excited. In our next episode, you can see us on our road trip down the Mediterranean coast. During our road trip, we got the opportunity of friends of ours to sleep in a traditional yurt, which was pretty fun. And it was somewhere in the mountains, in nature, so we really liked it. Also, my father took us on a boat of a friend of his. This boat is a catamaran from the 80s, and we basically learned all the basics about sailing, and we asked as much questions as we had about sailing. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and if you want to follow our journey, you can hit that subscribe button. And if you feel like supporting us in any way, you can find our Patreon link in the description below.
We'll see you this Friday. Bye.